talk about bass line walkdowns and the idea of two focal points in a song and in a chord progression. We've talked about our G major scale and the chords that go along in the key of G as G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, and those notes that we can also create major chords and minor chords and a diminished chord in that key. So in each key, it's common for artists to walk down bass notes while we keep the same root chord underlying the bass note transitions. So it's an example of playing your instrument with two focal points. If I was going to do that, I would basically show you, I'd play the notes in the key of G. If I'm playing in the G major scale, I would play any of these notes here on the in the first position. I'd play this one, and then you have these options here. And I would just walk down, keeping the high notes. What I've just given you are the bass notes from the 3rd string to the 6th string. And so I could basically take this G chord position that we've played before, and I'm now going to actually move and add my 3rd finger on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret and play this G. So we're going to play our 2nd finger on the G on the 6th string, and we're going to actually look at this on the next page, but I'm going to show you this G and show you the basic idea of a bassline walkdown. So here's this G here where we're playing the D note on the 2nd string. Earlier we played the B note on the 2nd string like this, because the B note on the 2nd string is open. Then we go B, C, C sharp, D. So we're playing that note now. We're playing our 3rd and 4th fingers on those two notes at the bottom. Now we can take this G note in the bass and we could walk that down if we'd like to. So we can do it like this. So I'm basically playing two focal points where we have this G chord going on the whole time, where I'm going and then we add the bass note where we go. Basically playing two different things at the same time. It gives you a little bit of variety as opposed to me just playing the G chord, E minor, C, and D. Now I can play the G same way, G, G, F sharp, E, same kind of concept, just a little bit of a different variety that we might be able to use. We can do that with any chord as long as we know the bass notes that work in that major scale. So if we're playing in the key of D, we can play a D chord and we can do bass notes on the D scale. We can ad-lib a little bit with these notes as long as we know what the major scale is, and we can play a bass chord walkdown. Kind of a fun little thing. So if you turn to the next page on 46, I'll show you the G walkdown.